What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wholesale Fridays here. As a reminder, we're live this time every Friday. Going live with my friend Jonah, who is, I think you said last week, $40 million lifetime at least in wholesale.
I'm claiming it from now on, 40. It might be 39 something, but we're claiming it.
Sounds good. Yeah. So we'll let you round up if you're at 39. I'll give you a pass there. So obviously, kind of a wholesale expert popping on here, answering any of y'all's wholesale focused Amazon questions every Friday. And then as a reminder, if you guys are watching the replay, you kind of want to level up your wholesale business, that kind of stuff. Jonah also helps a ton of wholesale sellers scale their business. You guys can check out the info on that down below. But yeah, how are things going for you, man? How's business? Has anything changed recently in how you're doing things?
Nothing much. Nothing's changed too much. Same stuff with our brands. Got a couple good distributors we've been working closely with too, and we're like building that relationship and getting them to see the long-term vision too. So I have distributors that now like will refer me to brands and refer brands to me. So that's been a really good relationship. And then just more in-person trade shows. So that's something I'll talk about today. I've got one in a couple weeks I'm excited about, Expo West. It's like a big supplements, grocery, health and household type of stuff. But yeah, same old, man.
Very nice. You guys, what are you expecting to grow this year revenue wise? Like, I know some years are like, I want to shrink but get more profit. Like, what's your approach on that this year?
Yeah, like 2023 to 2024 and 5, actually, we did shrink a little bit. I think this is the year we'll probably do like 10% more than last year. So a lot of it comes down to cash flow, like too, with this physical product business. Even when you find good suppliers and good products, like you run into that, oh, I just blew all my capital. So for me, more of like line of credit with some banks as well.
Nice. Are you doing it like privately? Because I've taken some loans like through Amazon, but
I did a lot of Amazon loans getting here, and then last couple of years I did family and friend loans. But I need something more, like a Chase line of credit, solid, stable.
For sure. You took the rich uncle method.
Yeah. But the rich uncle method that only gets you like a $20K loan.
Right.
50,
Yeah.
So that's one.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was questioning because I'm like, surely Jonah, you need like 7-figure loans. You got somebody.
That's the best part about Amazon. Like up until now, there was no way I was lendable, but they have access to the seller account, right? So they saw the sales, and it was like I took probably 5 Amazon loans. It was like 100K, 150, 250. And I scaled that to getting 7-figure loans from Amazon. So like that was the only way I was able to scale like I did.
Interesting. So like they started offering bigger and bigger, like as you paid them back on time. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've done a line of credit before through Amazon. Haven't done any like that, just straight up loans. Let's see, Bethany's asking, what even are those? So yeah, what's like the process there?
So Amazon loans, it's Amazon lending. They kind of go back and forth with the program. They have third parties, lenders that they partner with. And basically you can connect your Amazon seller account, and all they're looking at is your revenue, your inventory, the cash coming in, cash going out, and then they can feel confident of giving you a loan. So through Amazon, like it's literally 3-4 clicks in like a couple days.
It's kind of scary how easy it is.
3 or 4 clicks, 2 days, money hits your account.
Yeah, so a couple clicks and you owe somebody $500,000 basically.
Yeah. So just be cautious. I don't recommend it for everybody from the beginning though. Absolutely not.
Yeah, that is good. Like, when did it make sense for you? Like, when were you confident on that to like take some?
It was just more profitable products than I could buy personally. So even at like a higher interest rate than we'd like, we still were making money. So it made sense. And we opened up a lot more doors that way.
Yeah, especially since like a loan rate on those would be like 6 to 10%, depending on when you got it over the last couple of years. And the first time you buy something, you triple that.
Yeah,
you're going to do a 30 ROI.
% right now.
Yeah, exactly. If
someone's watching this and wants to give me and Warner 6% cash, we will take it.
What are the offers on there like looking like? I haven't even paid attention recently.
It's weird because honestly, I had to like throw a lot of it into ChatGPT to get like the actual interest rate, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
'cause
they're making it
if,
convoluted. Yeah.
yeah, if you have to pay it back like a month later, the payment process starts. You don't actually even get to use the full line
Yeah.
of credit or the full loan. So 15% I'm seeing a lot of, and it's like,
Dang.
yeah, higher than I'd
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't looked at those in a little while, but yeah, that's interesting. Let's see. Watched the video with Jonah not too long ago. Curious to hear more on trade shows. Yeah. We did like a full stream, just kind of breaking down trade shows the other day. But yeah, you said you're going to Expo West, which I don't know if we talked about that yet. Like, what's your game plan going in? Like, for somebody like this, if they're thinking about that, like, what's the game plan?
For sure. So yeah, we talked about trade shows a lot last time. I actually have a little slideshow too I can share for like 10 minutes to go over that. Talks about trade shows a little bit. My advice with trade shows is do your research beforehand. So before you ever show up to a trade show, you should go to their website, and it's called an exhibitor list. Basically, every trade show has an exhibitor list. It just shows the list of brands or distributors that are going to go there. You can research them beforehand, see if there's anything that, you know, looks interesting. And then at least when you show up to the trade show, you have 10 to 20 brands that you want to approach and go talk to. The thing about trade shows is it gets really overwhelming. Like if you just show up and there's thousands of vendors and you're like, okay, who am I going to talk to?
Yeah, it is like there's so many booths and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
great learning experience for sure. If you just want to go to any trade show, which I recommend, but like if you're going to actively find a supplier, find a brand you want to target, do some research beforehand.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, we can just dive into that if you said you got some sauce to share with the class, like
Yes, let me share.
for sure. What's up, Lafoni? How's it going? Yeah, and there's all kinds of trade shows all the time, and obviously like meeting people in person is a really good way to build those connections, especially since like we've been talking about, like everyone's just using AI to send a bunch of emails as much as possible. So if you're rolling up in person, like that makes a big difference.
For sure. And the thing, it's funny you said that, like the AI and the AI slop, like there's a lot of bad AI out there, and it's only getting, you know, more and more people are getting introduced to it. So the general AI outreach emails or like stuff like that's not going to work, but you 100% can use AI to help you with sourcing. That's something we do with trade shows as well. So as you find those lists of trade shows you're interested in, you know, plug it into ChatGPT, ask who's going, ask for a breakdown of the brands that are there. And we've actually used that to do some research beforehand.
Yeah, let's see.
So I put this together for you guys. It's just landing wholesale suppliers without cold calls. I feel like cold calls are the #1 reason why people don't get into wholesale, and everyone's afraid of rejection. But you do not need to cold call to land accounts. And some people will fight me on that. I've cold called a bunch of times over the years, and my best accounts have rarely came from cold calling. They've came from trade shows, they've came from relationships, and it's came from a ton of follow-up. How wholesalers are winning right now: tailored messages, relationships, and handshakes. So I truly believe wholesale is about relationships. That's why I'm a firm believer in trade shows. You can walk up to somebody, shake their hand, and it's not, you know, just a voice behind the phone or some blank random, you know, hi, I want a wholesale account email, because those are starting to get overlooked more and more. Suppliers want to work with, you know, partners that work in different ways. They can connect at different ways. They're real people who show up. So method 1, obviously, what I like to tell people, you know, the best outreach is going to be multiple methods. So you're not going to land a supplier. You're not going to land every single supplier by calling. You're not going to land every single supplier by emailing, but everybody has a different approach and brands receive information differently. Email is necessary for sure. I believe you should gain some interest before you ever start hammering phone calls. So a lot of times you could do an outreach email, just kind of touching on the brand or supplier briefly. So learn about the brand before you ever contact them. Tailored emails always do better. So like I said, hey, I want to open a wholesale account with you. Sure, that might work with some suppliers, but if you say, hey, I recognize your brand on Amazon is lacking XYZ and competitors over here is doing this. It just gets more attention. Choose a product that they carry. So we call it a request.
Do you ever like hype up the products specifically that they carry, like kind of?
Yeah, I mean, if you have an interest in a niche or in a brand or a product, like that's always going to give you the most excitement as well. So like I get excited about products and brands for sure. And my angle and niche, like I'm passionate about, I do a lot of sporting goods, outdoors, sports, camping, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Number one, I had a connection there. Number two, I'm into it. I can connect with it. I use some of my products. It just made sense for me. Now, if a toilet scrub cleaner brand hit me up and wanted to work with me, I absolutely would. That's the thing about Amazon. Like you can sell anything. For me specifically, I have a lot better results going to a show or contacting suppliers in my niche because I can connect with them.
That's cool.
I understand.
But the toilet supply, are you implying that you don't use a toilet, Jonah? Like you primal with it?
I don't clean my toilet, Warner. So anyways, number two, applying for accounts online. Every brand or wholesale supplier you guys go to their website. Usually it's at the bottom. They'll have something like wholesale dealer account, become a retailer. That's a very easy way to see that they are open to at least receiving wholesale applications. Fill it out completely, write a little note. Do these things before you cold call. You can do this and then call, and they're probably going to be like, hey, you should fill out a form or just email us and be like, oh, I already did that. You know, I was looking to contact with whoever decision maker is. And then highlighting your strengths. Good idea. If you're busy, a lot of times you guys can hire a cheap virtual assistant to assist you with this. A lot of people say don't outsource until you know what you're doing. Well, this is a very simple thing that you do know what to do, and it's not a high risk.
Yeah. This is different than that because it's not like they're going out and buying a bunch of stuff from
right.
you or sourcing. Yeah. Like they're just sending emails. Like anyone can send an email. You don't need to like, yeah.
And that's why I say high ROI. It's like, what's the worst that can happen? They make you sound bad in the email, or it's like I wouldn't.
And then there's still and then there's still 100,000 other brands you can reach out to if they mess up one time. It's like, hey, you don't do this. Let's learn. let's adjust next time. Like, yeah,
for sure. And it's like, it's just you'll see as you go to everybody's different with how they work. I personally love working with people. I love working with a team. I don't like to build things by myself. I like to have partners. I like to bring other people in. That's just worked for me. And in this wholesale business specifically, it's gotten me in a lot more rooms that I never would have gotten in, and shaking hands with people that it was straight warm intros. So that's always going to be a better approach. Trade shows, like you asked, it's like a giant toy store. Like trade shows are literally, why do they work? Brands and suppliers want to sell their products. So trade shows are business to business meetups. It's usually to create new relationships. It's also to connect with your existing relationships, but it's not cold calling. It is cold approaching. You might walk up to a booth you've never heard of or spoken to before, but it's just, nobody's going to like tell you to piss off when you're face to face. Like over the phone, I've been hung up on. You probably will say, you know, get told the same thing. Sorry, not today. No Amazon sellers. Email this guy. They just can't push you anywhere when it's face to face. You can ask them why no Amazon. I put these things right here. Meet in person. Ask about e-commerce. This is something that most people never do. And I used to be sneaky about it.
And yeah,
I used to not do this either, because this is, 2018, 2019, even 2020, it just was not the same field on Amazon as it is today. So people did the behind the back because you could get away with it for a long time. To be honest, nowadays, like you're probably going to get popped really quick. It's just not worth it. But if you ask about e-commerce, it shows that you're not trying to hide. Like most Amazon sellers are trying to hide. So if you bring it up, shows them you're interested and, you're worth having the conversation with. Business cards, bring them if you've got them, collect as many as possible. Talk about opening accounts with them, what it takes to get started.
Let's see. Asher was asking a question as well. Do you think of any like good ones down south? Obviously, I know you're in Cali, but is any top of mind for you?
Down south where? Like,
I would assume Texas or somewhere around there, but let us know, Ashley, like specifically.
there's a bunch. I mean, there's websites like Top 10. I think we did it last week, but honestly, if you guys are using ChatGPT, what I would do is pull up your ChatGPT, ask for a list of 10 trade shows in X niche. So you might not have a niche yet. If you have one you're interested in, just start looking at that first. And then if you want to go by location too, that's 100% worthwhile and valuable. So if you're in Texas, look up all the trade shows, industry events in Texas and approach those. There's literally thousands of trade shows. And the best ones are not like ASD or some massively like huge trade shows. It's usually the niche ones or regional.
Yeah, a lot of the like massive ones are full of like scammers at this point. Like ASD, like I completely stopped going because it was like half scammers. Like,
yeah, once again, it's like trade shows, you're always going to have an ROI in experience and going and meeting people. But if you're actively trying to source brands, I would not go to ASD.
interesting. She said she's in New Orleans. I'm sure there's lots of good ones. There's that giant trade hall in New Orleans.
Right. Any convention centers, like they
mainly
are hosted there. And power of connections, like that's why I'm big on in-person stuff, trade shows, things like that, because you build one strong relationship with the supplier, and this happens all the time. I'm sure you guys, anybody who's done business can back me here. Word of mouth is powerful. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. If somebody's willing to talk about you or say, hey, yeah, he did actually do what he says, that compounds greatly. So make one contact, earn their trust, and then they will give you introductions. You can ask them as well. And then your competitive edge is what stands out. So if you're going to do wholesale, don't just do what everyone online is saying and do like the very basics. Like you have to send this script or you have to say this template or do these things. Do the, the blueprint of what's needed to open wholesale accounts, open brand accounts, but you will run into that issue where you're going to have to stand out some way, whether it's your physical location, somebody near you in proximity, expertise in a niche. You might do something that other sellers don't do. You export to Canada, or you're in Canada and you import products there. Like whatever it is, find one angle. And
everyone's got like one small thing you can kind of take advantage of. To me, like maybe the easiest thing to fall back on would be like, what about our Walmart sellers? Like just kind of getting a leg in there. Like that's something anyone can do.
Absolutely. Walmart is blowing up. The volume's nowhere near Amazon. And you're not even going to really do this for a volume play. You're going to do this for relationship based. Yeah. So if you're talking to brands and they say no Amazon and you say, how about Walmart? And they say, sure, we don't have anyone, or don't care. You can do whatever you want. It's about earning trust. If you start there and you're their Walmart guy and you bring them any sort of volume and you're reordering products, I'm very confident they would authorize you for Amazon down the road as well.
Let's see, Frank's saying, when you're going to niche shows, do you find the presence of other Amazon sellers to be higher or lower? That's a good question.
Niche shows way lower.
That's cool.
Like a lot of the
shows, that's where you want to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the shows I go to, there's no Amazon sellers. And when I see one, because actually I was at Outdoor Retailer last year, and there was a couple of them, but it's not like flooded. Like if you go to ASD, it will be flooded. A lot of brands and vendors will literally have a sign out front that says no Amazon sellers. Like Warner's seen it too. They will have that because it's just flooded with beginners that don't really know what to say. And then they get told no, or somebody pushes back and then they give up. Like, this is sales.
The funnier part of that is I'll talk to some friends and they're buying from those sellers, but they just went about it the right way. And like they actually do sell to Amazon sellers. They're just not going to sell to the type of person that gives up at a sign, basically.
Well, and that's the thing. If somebody tells you no Amazon sellers, but like you did your research before, there's a number of different sellers, whatever it is, majority of the time they just don't have clarity there, or they already have their, anointed sellers. They have 3 to 5 sellers. Why would I bring on more? I already have 5 guys. They buy consistently. oh, why would you bring on more? Well, look at the listing. It's terrible. You actually don't have any 2-packs or variety packs. That's something I want to do for you. Yeah. So for me, my competitive edge was exactly that when I started out. And this isn't even like a secret anymore. I would find a bunch of brands and go for all the brands that had no bundles or pack sizes. And I would offer to do 2-packs and variety packs and 4-packs and 6-packs. Yeah. And then think about it. How much physical labor goes into that? How much skills required on creating a listing side? So like most other sellers don't want to do that. But if a listing sells like, 1,000 times a month and it's only a single, I promise you the 2-pack, if it's priced even just decently, will make plenty of sales too.
Yeah, that's super smart. It's a way of like selling a new product without it really being a new product.
Right. And then just few ways to be different. Any area that's not well covered, like I just said, any like foreign marketplaces, other channels, specific groups of customers. If you're going for a really specific niche you have expertise in, that's great. Foreign companies, launching new products, committing to larger orders. This is wholesale. We're doing bulk buys. It's very hard to be taken seriously if you cannot place a $5,000-$10,000 order, right? And then if you're targeting bigger brands and you're having these conversations, that could be a much larger purchase order. So start small, get the skills, and then grow. Learn from competitors. You can check any sellers who have other brands. Are their brands optimized? Do they seem like brand direct relationships, or is it just wholesale relationships? You can contact their suppliers as well. And then what I like to do is take it one step further. So once again, yeah, they're an authorized reseller of the brand with 3 other guys, but like they're all dropping the ball at this.
Yeah. What's like a telltale sign to you that they have like people just sitting on their email list, placing orders versus like a brand partner kind of thing?
Honestly, it goes back to like listing presence on Amazon a lot of the times. So like if you're talking to somebody and they feel like, they have it dialed and all that, that's why I just ask questions, because a lot of the times the listing will show that. So if it's not a good looking listing, or for example, maybe it is a good looking listing and it's selling well, but the brand has, 10% of their catalog on Amazon and the rest is not listed. Why are those other products not listed?
Yeah, at that point, they just have resellers who want the best stuff and they're not like partnering with them.
Mm-hmm. And then, it takes more time up front with this model. Like that's the biggest thing is you shift from making money every single day right now when you're starting out to, okay, I'm kind of playing the long game here. It's going to be, I might not make money right now. I might actually even lose money on this brand because it didn't pan out like I wanted, but eventually you'll earn that brand account that you can scale with. So today, reach out, find 3 brands you're interested in, do your research beforehand, some of the things we just hit on here, and then send them an email, send a contact form, just any outreach, fill out the online forms, find one industry event to go to. So find a trade show. I would go with a friend, and that's like a really good way to get into wholesale.
And make sure your friends who aren't in e-commerce know you're really weird. Awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah. Let us know if you guys have any like specific questions on all that kind of stuff. Yeah, obviously fun stuff there. Not easy to be like intimidated by that, but like, especially after you go to your first one, it is not that scary.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, at the end of the day, once you have that proof of concept with Amazon too, like you're that much more incentivized to go out there and have conversations and find suppliers, right? So I like to get those little wins at the beginning and then they stack up. Like if you go too big and you say, I'm going to call 100 brands this week and you don't really know what kind of brand you're contacting. Yeah. Maybe you're going for people a little bit too large, like they're doing hundreds of thousands a month. But Jonah, you said one image. Like there is a sizable brand. There's a size of brand where they don't care about the listing being cleaned up, right? Like that might not be their pain point. So you got to figure out what it is for each brand.
Yeah, this is a good question from Ashley. How specific should you be in the intro email? Because obviously I mean, I think we talked about last week. Like you're saying, you're just dumping knowledge on people. Like, like what's that intro email?
Yeah. So do not dump knowledge from day one, obviously. Open it up simply. It depends on size of brand and everything like that. If it's a brand that already has some volume, open it up with a request for quote. Just be interested in what they're selling. So, hey, I recognized you guys sell X product. I'm really interested in that. I'd be open to buying 240 units. I just wanted to see what your price is. Like sometimes when you reach out to suppliers and brands with a order ready, that gets their attention. With other brands, they might just go directly to, well, who are you? Where do you sell? You know, I need some paperwork, permits. The point in an intro is just to open the conversation. So I'm not going to be over the top specific, but I will be, I will mention a product, for example.
Okay, cool. So we are X, we're interested in this product. You know, what does it look like to work with you guys?
Hey, my name is Ashley from XYZ company. I'm interested in X product. Do you have price tiers? Sometimes like price, you know, you open an account with Wholesale. A lot of the times it might not be that profitable. You're looking at products that are like 5 to 10% ROI, but understand everybody sees those prices too. That's where you have to curate the relationship. So even on the intro order, might not make the most money, but it's like the next one, maybe you can get a discount or eventually see them do that exclusivity down the road.
For sure. Let's see, Stilly said, did you branch off some of your OA cash flow to start Wholesale, or did you just get straight into it? I think you've been doing Wholesale for ever,
I was more like a RA to Wholesale.
Yeah, cool.
I did RA.
Yeah. How long ago were you doing RA? Because you've been Wholesale for a while now.
Dude, to be honest, I had no social media. I was doing no type of like, I didn't know the word arbitrage even. Like I just sell stuff at my house. Like my first sales.
You just wait. You're like, wait, let me sell stuff on Amazon. Like you just found it,
bro. Like I grew up as a scavenger. I still am in a lot of ways, but like I would just find things in my house with the UPC code, and I'd list it on Amazon, and it would sell. And this was a while ago, so gating was different and all that, right? Like basically was ungated, and most things I'd sell. I had my account since 2010. I'd sell used iPhone stuff. I was in high school, college, so I sold textbooks. So like textbooks were my big hitter. And then I naturally, like, I didn't know it was online arbitrage, but I had a couple buddies at the local junior college. I sold their textbooks for them, and they sold really well. And I was like, okay, I'm searching this up on Craigslist. And I looked on Craigslist, and I bought like probably 20 other people around the area's textbooks. So that was like my intro to online arbitrage.
That's funny. Yeah, I was doing something very similar. I was buying a bunch of textbooks from friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then like with Craigslist, literal local meetups. So it was like meetup. Yeah.
I was I had like a whole company around it, and we would like have people email in like, I've got these textbooks. Yes, it worked. It still works. It still works. Yeah, like
great business.
Yeah. Obviously a little harder to get to 8 figures off that, but I mean, it's a good intro. See, is it okay to FBM at the start of doing Wholesale?
Yeah, absolutely. That could be an angle. There's oversized stuff, heavy stuff. Yeah. Regional buy box does matter too. So
you can always do both too. Kind of start the ball rolling with FBM while stuff's checking in at FBA. You're already making some sales. Let's see. What do you do if a supplier won't provide an LOA? Is it too risky to sell on Amazon? That's a good one.
So if it's a distributor, I 100% would not work with them. If you're getting any red flags or like you're just not sure. So a distributor can give a letter of authorization. It doesn't always matter, and they won't always do it. I'll leave it up to you if it's risky, but I will say Amazon is very tight on supply chain and invoices. So if you're going to work with a distributor who won't give you an LOA, just make sure they're legit, right? Like nationally known, because those guys won't give you one, and that's normal. Like a Kihi, somebody like Kihi is not going to say, oh, Cesar wants an LOA, let's write him up one. It
Right.
doesn't,
Like, yeah.
but they're 100% legit and
Yeah. Yeah.
authorized. So like your choice. From a brand, if I know I'm buying directly from the brand, I get most of my LOAs. If somebody does not want to give me one, I will sell anyways if I'm buying directly from the brand and it's okay with them. Like I had one brand who said, hey, we don't want anything to do with Amazon. We don't really care if you sell or whatever. We're not giving LOAs. We're not helping if there's a complaint. So do what you want.
Interesting. Yeah, that is a good one though, because I've seen more issues with like small wholesalers as far as like documentation goes than like retail stores and stuff sometimes.
Yeah, dude, you're way safer buying from
Yeah.
Target or Walmart than 60% of wholesalers.
Yeah, it would be interesting. It'd be an interesting competition tactic for Amazon to suddenly deem Target as selling fake things. Sweet. See, when you have access to a new supplier with a huge catalog, do you have a way you structure test buys of new products?
Good question. I would say roll them out in stages, like as a phase. If you open a distributor, they have 100 profitable products. Don't buy 100 all at once, even if it's low volume. It's just like operationally a disaster. So buy like 5 to 10 SKUs, whatever test quantities of those. And then when your capital is ready, like go ahead and place another order for another 5 to 10 SKUs. So I roll it out like that.
So like, that's interesting. Would you say in wholesale, it's more important to like always be in stock on the things that you want to be selling? Because for me, an OA perspective, I'd rather cast a wider net and sell out on everything faster. Is that the opposite for you?
It's not the opposite. It's just when you're getting started scaling a brand or a supplier and there's a bunch new ASINs, it can be overwhelming. Like from the distributor's perspective, to ship 25 new SKUs, for your prep center to receive 25 new SKUs and get it all in. So it's more like for me, just like slowly scaling that way. Not that you have to go crazy deep. Like I do think you still should test in wholesale too. I like that wide, not deep approach for any model.
For sure. This is a good one. Dennis is bringing the heat here. He's like 15 or it's like 14 or 15 and like crushing it, by the way. He said, what's your opinion on people saying you need wholesale to scale and then seeing arbitrage sellers hitting crazy numbers?
So it's like 95% of people should have wholesale to scale. If you're an absolute killer and you know how to build teams, you can scale to 10 million with arbitrage. I've known people that do it, but think about it. You're not going to do it by yourself going stores, right? So like that part of RA would be dead for you. You might not go scan the clearance aisles anymore, but you're managing a group of shoppers that do it. Sure, you can continue to scale. Same with OA. Like if you have a number of buyers and they're going all day, yes, you can scale. The thing is, you might keep scaling up, but you're always going to be losing part of your catalog naturally, like with arbitrage. Even with wholesale, if you don't have like a really solid supplier or relationship with them, as you're scaling up, you're going to lose profitable products on the way up.
I think it's inevitable in any business model that
that's why I'm focused on like solidifying my relationships and having better products and partners rather than 50 brands that we're scaling.
Yeah, the way I look at it is someone who likes doing arbitrage a lot more and has built the team. Like it's more just about like what you like doing. I do think it's easier if you want to hit 8 figures. It's easier to do it with wholesale. If your goal is high 6-7 figures, I think it's easier with OA. But it's down to who you are. Like if you're the guy who's you like making calls and you want to hammer it until you find one thing that you make 20 grand a month off of, like wholesale is awesome. If you like building like kind of just systems and that kind of thing, then I like doing arbitrage. Sweet. We can lightning round here and they'll probably be good to wrap for the day here. Is it safe to get started with a wholesaler if you're already ungated in a specific brand? I mean, I can answer this one. So like you just because you're ungated doesn't mean it's always safe to sell a brand, right? But like if you're buying from an authorized distributor, like what Jonah's been talking about, where you have an LOA, you're buying from the brand or something like that, like obviously you're safe. Let's see. And then Ashley is asking, how do you know which wholesalers are safe to work with? That's a good one to end on. Is there any, we talked about some red flags, but is there any other like common red flags you see?
Yeah, like simple ones, just Google them. So if they're on BBB, the Better Business Bureau, means they're a legitimate business. That's always a good sign. If they have Google reviews, that's always a good sign. Good Google reviews. If you can find them on Google Maps and have a physical location of their warehouse, that's always a positive. If they don't have a warehouse, maybe ask them where it is. A lot of wholesalers will pretend they're distributor wholesalers, but they're like middlemen. Like they're not even, it's like a broker almost. And if that broker cannot get the proper paperwork for you, when a problem arises, they will ghost you. So do some of those. Obviously, you can ask the brand directly too. Some brands will give you their list of authorized distributors. So if you guys decide to contact brands and start emailing and calling brands and they say no to you, ask for a list of authorized distributors. That'll give you a good idea too.
Yeah. And like the one I always go back to is like if they're advertising selling to Amazon sellers, there's a 99% chance you gotta stay away. Yeah. I had somebody messaged me is like, do you think this wholesaler is legit? And I looked it up, the address, like the logo was like digitally imposed on a building that wasn't actually there. The website was like, we love Amazon sellers. I was like, maybe not. Awesome. Yeah, it's good. Another good Wholesale Fridays here. Appreciate you hopping on here, Jonah. If you guys want to get some help from Jonah, kind of scaling wholesale, he helps people find their first distributor, kind of walk you through everything you need to know. You can check out this link down below. He does some awesome coaching, that kind of stuff with the Wholesale Network. Definitely who you'd want to go to if you want to pay for some help getting started in wholesale. And go check out all his free content as well. Jonah's awesome. We're gonna keep doing this for the foreseeable future. And yeah, good to see all you guys. Let's see. Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Warner.
Awesome. You guys have a good rest of your day.